WDHA's Reconnect with Rockers. I'm connecting with an old friend. I was just thinking about this. Wes Scantlin, we've known each other almost, it's going to be 20 freaking years. 20 years. How is this possible?
Hey, you know what? At least we're still breathing.
We're still here. And we're still, you know, it's great. I had you in studio probably 20 years ago. And I always feel so grateful to artists that I can see 20 years later and we're still able to connect. You know, you always got to find silver linings in this crazy time that we live in. So it's wonderful to see your face. You look great. And thank you so much for being on Reconnect with me. First of all, how you doing? How's everything been for you?
You know, just like, you know, following the guidelines, you know, just me and a couple roommates and our 2 dogs. We're really actually been, you know, the poster children for the, you know, for isolation and you know, whatever you call it, quarantining. But I've been on tour for 20 years, you know, straight, and I'm kind of actually used to just kind of being in, like, you know, a little seat, you know, just having to just chill and be calm and cool and collective. So it's really, really awesome because I can just sit here and write songs all day. That's all I really like.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because I thought, you know, I've talked to Wes about so many different things over time. I want to talk to you about this, because this was in 2019 on my top 5 albums of the year, you know, records, releases, whatever we call them these days. This record is so great. I'm so thrilled there's going to be a second single, because you deserve a second single because the thing is so freaking good. And I wanted to talk to you and make sure that this does not get lost in the shuffle. People are having extra time these days to listen to stuff. So if you have not picked up, downloaded, whatever it is you're doing, welcome to Galvania. You got to do it. First of all, I just want to let everybody know the title sort of is indicative of a chemical response in the body. And I think you get one when you listen to it. And your dad kind of hooked you up with the word and kind of hooked you up with the title for this, correct?
Yeah, my dad, you know, he judges, you know, music that I write or any type of music that he hears, and, you know, he gets like goosebumps or something if it's real, real good, and the hairs on the back of his neck stand up, and he's like, "This one's a good one. Look at
I love that. Yeah.
On fonts.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So I want to pick out. I'm thinking I'm going to just like kind of go at random and do 3 tracks that I really love from this record, and then you can kind of set them up for people again to sort of reset this great piece of music. So I thought the first one I would do would be Go to Hell, which I think is going to be the next single, and I think it's a Puddle of Mudd kind of signature tune. It's a fan favorite. Whenever I'm reading, like, you know, a message board about you or seeing on socials, fans really love this song. So talk to me a little bit about Go to Hell and how that song came to be.
Okay, I was just going through a little bit of a breakup. I was on tour too much, of course. That constantly happens to me. So this friend of mine who was like helping me out on tour, he knew he had been helping out John Denver's widow in Malibu, California. So and I was really sad, man. And she allowed me to come into the studio where John Denver used to record at in Malibu.
Wow.
And she let me actually just kind of basically live in the studio for free and use all the instruments and everything. You know, it was all still right there. And if Cassandra Denver is listening, thank you so much. That would really help me a lot. And
wow.
Going to Hell, I wrote John Denver's studio in Malibu, California.
Wow. I mean, he's such an amazing and underrated songwriter too. You know, I love John Denver. Wow, that's fantastic. And it's such a Puddle of Mudd signature tune, so it's so great. I also wanted to talk about Sunshine, which I think is a perfect song for people to listen to now. I listen to that song now and I feel that sense of what that person you were writing about in that song feels. Was that about you? Was that about somebody else? What was Sunshine about?
Sunshine is about a friend of mine that had told me, you know, that, you know, he was like in, you know, solitary confinement, like 30 stories below ground and, you know, pitch black, you know, barely even, you know, clothed and fed. And he would get 1 hour every day to go walk outside in the yard and get some sunshine. So that was from my homie Sonny.
Wow. And like the perspective of Sonny on that song. Yeah, that song's like intense. But when you listen to it now, I think it's so perfect for the time that a lot of people are going through. People feel like they're going through, you know, not that we compare what we're going through to something like that, but they feel definitely a different feeling of isolation.
It's seriously, it is close to being in prison or being in jail, what we're dealing with right now. It's close, but you can still, you know, go walk down to the store. You don't have like handcuffs on, but you still, you know, it's like lockdown, man. It's like, it's kind of like, I'm never ever going to get married again, but you know, it just all went south when I got, the relationship was freaking perfect until I got married. And then it just feel like you're locked.
Well, just the word, yeah, just the word lockdown, just the word, like when people say settle down, you think, God, they're two weird words. Like, who wants to settle and who wants to go down? So, yeah, it's definitely, it definitely feels that way. You feel like lockdown is definitely not a positive thing. So I totally know where you're coming from. Trust me.
Sort of like jail, but not really.
And I also love My Kind of Crazy, which I think is a real feel song. Like this record, I'm telling you, that's why I wanted to focus on the record, because I was like, oh, I could ask Wes about his life and been there, done that. We've done that crap already. We've talked all about that. You know what? I want to make sure that the record is front and center because it's such a dynamite record. So My Kind of Crazy is to me such a feel song. Like I feel, because I will say you are a from the heart writer and a from the heart singer. And I hear it throughout this whole record. So talk to me a little bit about My Kind of Crazy.
My Kind of Crazy was written by me and Doug Ardito, Christian Stone, and this woman named Leanna. She actually wrote. We were kind of going out recording, kind of like it was kind of like a Stevie Nicks hanging out with Jimmy Iovine or something back in the '60s or whatever.
Right.
So we were kind of hanging a little bit, you know, but we were just musical partners and stuff. But she wrote that song actually about me.
Yeah.
I was going through some weird, crazy stuff, of course, as usual. But she wrote the whole freaking thing about me. You know,
well, this whole record too. There are so many parts of it. Of course, we got "Uh-Oh," which was the first single, and you know, you were very self-deprecating in it, and you were able to. You've always been a very honest guy, and you've always been the guy who, if you feel like you screwed something up, you owned up to it, and you're just like, look, this is the way it is. This is what happened. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. And that's what I respect about you. You know, you've always stepped up for us and for WDHA when we've done anything with you and when we've needed you, you know, to do anything. So that's why I'm always really super happy to talk to you. And I want to make sure too that you don't get lost as a songwriter. I think your evolution as a songwriter, how is your personal journey? Because I hear it certainly in this record. How has your personal journey affected who you are today as a songwriter, recorder, and performer?
Well, right now everything's going just awesome. I mean, you know, I don't have to go check into a probation officer anymore every month. I'm totally, completely free and clear, and you know, I feel great. I mean, you know, we're all healthy over here. Nobody that we know has actually had like any complications. But my parents and my family back home, my brother got the thing. My brother's son got it. My father just had it.
Oh no!
You know, me and my homies here. We just been super locked down. I mean,
yeah.
Because I don't know. I get up and I look at the CNN and I go like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, no, it's scary. It is absolutely scary. And you're doing the right thing because I think I'm the same way. I've done literally nothing. I'll go to the studio. I'll come right home. I've done nothing. I've done grocery delivery. You know. But I think the sooner that we all kind of get on the same page, the sooner we're all going to be able to move out of this and be able to, you know, everybody wants life back to normal, but life back to normal, unfortunately, takes on some sacrifice. By the way, I want to talk about some of the kindness that you've done for us. Last year, you came out to the WDHA Puddle of Blood Drive. We had record blood donations. The fans were so happy to see you. People, it was amazing. because the people at Vitalent, the blood bank that we work for, said since people heard about you guys coming out, and it was you and Matt, your guitar player, who's just such a super dude, they just kept getting more and more and more donations. So I want to thank you for that. That's a big friggin' deal, dude. You made a big deal. People need like platelets and plasma, and it's about saving lives. And we brought you guys out to the mall. You kind of got there and you're like, what are we doing? Like, what can we expect? But it was such a fun day. I still get people talking about it. So thank you so much for doing that for us. And I got like props today because I got like the CD and stuff. I also want to thank you for helping us with our calendars this past year, because you went out to the shelter location with us and you took pictures with a lot of the shelter dogs. And literally after the shelter started posting those pictures, those dogs that you posed with got adopted immediately. I have people that are actually reaching out to me going, here's what the puppy that Wes from Puddle of Mudd posed with looks like now, because I'm the person who adopted her. So, you know, just that one day when you came out to New Jersey and helped us out so much was such a big deal.
Well, that was fun. We had a great time that day. It was amazing.
We did. We had a really, really fun time. And you, I don't know if you realized, you know, what an impact that you guys made that day.
I'm glad, and I'm very stoked to hear that. You know, that'll be burned in my memory forever. And it was just a lovely, amazing, positive day.
Yeah, and the fans absolutely.
You're the reason. You're the main reason it rocks like that. You are. I'm telling you.
Well, that's really kind of you to say, and very, very nice of you to say. I totally appreciate that. But yeah, it was great to have you guys out there that day. And like I said, I've known you 20 years. You've done shows with us. You've been in our studio performing. You've done stuff for the radio station. And I'm always happy to see you, and we're always happy to do stuff with you. And Wes, I thank you so much. And people, please, this record came out last year, 2019, and it's so darn good. So welcome to Galvania, Puddle of Mudd. And Wes Scantlin, I love you. Stay safe, my brother. I can't wait to see you in person again.
Love you, baby. Bye-bye.
Bye, baby.
Bye, honey.
DHA's Reconnect with Rockers is powered by Advantage Contracting and by Karis Lock Company.